Hello, I'm T. Hoffman, and welcome to another 2 Minute Tuesday. I'm the managing principal here at Law Strategy Coach, and I hope you're having a fantastic week. One of the things that I talk to my coaching clients about quite frequently is getting to know their competition. And why is that critically important? Well, we all know who the big players are within our specific industry, niche, or area of practice. But many times we don't take the time to research them and find out some things that really might give us a leg up. So, what are some of the things that you need to know? Well, first, I would get to know them by looking at their bio. Now, sometimes bios are so poorly written, you can't tell a lot about people, but many times, and more recently, I've seen some really great bios. And in those bios, they tell you where they've been speaking. They may even have a video of them speaking. Are they speaking at industry groups or trade groups where you might need to mix and mingle or even look for a speaking opportunity? They'll also tell you where they're writing. And again, many times they'll have a link to some of their written content. Think about trade journals. Think about industry newspapers. Think about e-newsletters, things where you could actually share your expertise, because what you don't want is someone else becoming known as an expert when the reality is you've done a lot more things in a particular area than they have, but they're getting notoriety because they're writing in specific trade journals, etc. So make sure you know where they're writing. Also understand where they are marketing themselves. And this is important. Sometimes it's civic or charitable groups. Again, it could be industry groups, it could be trade associations, it could be local boards that they're on. But how are they getting some notoriety and name recognition? These things are important. Understand their pricing structure and who's on their team. Every lawyer who does an RFP generally has a team of lawyers that they also include. Do you know who those lawyers are? Who is on your team? How do they compare? And finally, always know what separates you from your competition. What specific differences are there? Can your clients actually understand and spot those differences? And have you made those differences known in all of your marketing materials? And I don't mean calling out your competition, but if there's something different about what you do in an area of practice from other firms or other lawyers, you need to be very specific in pointing that out. If you've done 10 jury trials, for example, and you know that your competition doesn't have that experience, that's something that you may want to point out. If, for example, that you've written about a specific type of environmental disaster or compliance issue, point that out. Make sure that your clients know that. Now, I have lawyers who say, well, I don't want to get too niched in a certain area. And I don't mean you have to get too specific, but I do think it's important to separate yourselves from your competition, because after all, there's so many lawyers out there, and we need to make sure we're doing the things necessary to compete and win. So if you want to email me, it's t@lawstrategycoach.com. That's TEA at lawstrategycoach.com. We have great sales training and business development training online for lawyers at every age and stage. You can find that training at lawstrategycoach.thinkific.com. Again, lawstrategycoach.thinkific, THINKIFIC.com. I hope you'll subscribe to this and you'll share it, because I think this is something every lawyer should know. Have a great rest of your week.